Hi there. Are you choosing? I'm Myrna Loy, of course, of Blackbright News, and my question for you today is: are you choosing your partner the smart way? Now, there's lots of ways that we choose a partner, and sometimes we punch above our weight. What do I mean by that? Now, if you're working at McDonald's, or if you're not working and you're living off of welfare, and you're living with your mother, and you're saying, oh, I want to marry a doctor, oh, I want to go out with a doctor, you're punching above your weight. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot aspire to marry a doctor down the line. If you go to school and you work hard and stuff like that, it's not impossible. But you get some people who do not even try. They stay right where they are, in well, I won't say the ghetto, but in their housing complex. They're not working, or if they are working, they got a part-time job at McDonald's or Wicks or whatever, and they're talking about, oh, I'm going to marry a doctor, I'm going to find me a doctor, I'm going to get a doctor to look after me. You know, you get so many people doing that. You'll get guys who are not working and they look at women who are driving big cars and who are dressed beautifully, and they're saying, oh, you know, I want her. What you have to think of when you're looking for a partner, especially long term, is what do you have to offer? What are you bringing to the table? That's men as well as women. If you're living in a council flat, or what they call housing project or whatever, you're living with your mother, you're earning next to nothing if you're earning anything at all, or you're taking in a welfare check, you've got 3 kids, and you're saying, I'm going to marry a doctor, I'm going to marry a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. What are you bringing to the table? What makes you attractive to that man? What would that man see in you and say, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to work with her? It cannot be your looks. It cannot be your fine body. You have to be bringing something else to the table. And a lot of people don't know that. They think they can get anybody. And yes, technically, if you have faith, you can get anybody you like, but you need to put the work in. You can't just expect to get the best and you haven't put the work in. So, for those of you who are aspiring to marry someone with money, you better make sure you've got something to bring to the table. You better make sure you've got some savings. You better make sure you have a place to live. You better make sure that, you know, your house is in order. You don't go looking for somebody and then you become a burden to that person. That's not right. That's not what relationships are all about. So when you're choosing a man or a woman, choose the smart way. The smart way is S for Pacific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T, you give yourself a time frame. Now, if you're looking for a man, let's say a man, because I'm a female for now, but it can apply to men as well. Be specific in the type of woman you want. What must she do? What must she look like? What must she have? What are your expectations of that person? What are her morals, her values? Is it important that she goes to church? Is it important that she's a Christian? Is it important that she's a Jew? Is it important that she's a Muslim? Is it important that she's working? Is it important that she has her own house? Is it important that she drives? Be specific. The next thing is measurable. So when you're thinking about measurable, I'm not quite sure if you can do that in humans, but I would like to say that when you're thinking about somebody who's measurable, you're thinking about their income, their what can be measured. What can be measured in a human interaction? Because SMART goals are usually for business. And I'll have to come back to the M for measurable, because my head's not working at the moment. But A, achievable. Is it feasible? Is your goal feasible? Now, if you say, oh, you're looking for a woman who earns 150,000 a year, and who's got a massive mansion. Unless you unless you win the lottery or something, it's not an achievable goal. It's not possible. Also, for you, if you're setting goals for yourself, they have to be achievable. They have to be realistic. That's what the R is. Is it a realistic person that you're looking for? Are your goals realistic? When you're thinking about you want a partner, are you looking for somebody who's more or less equal to you? You both have something to offer equally. Is that what you're looking for? Is that a part of your SMART way of looking for somebody? So your search for somebody, it has to be realistic. And T, the last one, is time frame. How long have you got? When do you want to meet this person by? When do you want to put your plans in place? So it's not difficult, really. It's not difficult, providing you do it the smart way. I just think for those people who say, oh, I want to marry a film director, or I want to marry a film star or a celebrity. And, you know, when you think of Lady in Red, some of us, we become romanticists, don't we? And Lady in Red, I mean, I think she was a hooker. And she met Richard Gere, and he paid for her. She didn't even have to have sex with him. And he bought her clothes and he took her out. And some of us live in that kind of dream world. It doesn't really exist. It doesn't really exist. You know, men these days are much more skeptical. They're much more mean with their money, and women are much more conservative with theirs. So just try it when you're thinking about your lifelong partner. Just put those SMART goals in place, and hopefully you'll find somebody who matches up with you perfectly. That's all for now.